Okay, Ross, we're gonna get started. Let's begin the process. Let's get you torn down here. I am still perplexed by your case back. It's not like Seiko to miss a number. It's really weird. It looks like there was a beginnings of a 4 right here. Like the die must have slipped. That looks like a 4. But it's really hard to know. You know, this should have another number here. Weird. Weird and cool. Everything unique. I mean, they must have made, you know, thousands and thousands of these things. And to see one screwed up is kind of like, you know, it's like those special coins that get the weird stampings. You just don't understand why. Some hairs in here. Get those out. A little bit of fuzz. Okay. Mirror screw. I like to take off a few of these parts before I get too deep into the removal of the case, or the movement from the case. Mostly because the case serves to hold the movement quite well, so you can do a lot of your preliminary stuff just right here in the good old case. And there's your staked intermediate wheel. We're going to check that to make sure it turns on its own very easily. And it looks like it's pretty good from here. No adjustment on this end. It's interesting. No adjustment for your hammer. Here's your only adjustment, which is the relative spacing between the two levers. Okay. All right, let's take the power down. I'm going to check your barrel, see how it's doing. Yeah, some flexure here in this screw. Definitely could go for an arbor port jewelling, which is what we're going to do. Check to see if there is any lubrication under your cap jewel here. Let's see if anything survived the years since service. Nope, dry as a bone, but still runs so well. It's amazing. These Seikos are just robust as hell. I mean, they are just super robust. To see a watch with effectively no lubrication in it run within 20% of the best running brand new version of this is just incredible. It's just incredible. Alright, let's get your balance removed. Alright, at this point we can decase the movement. It's super clean too. I mean, there's not a lot of grimy, grotty, grucky, greasy, grimy gopher guts in here. Old seals, that's for sure. And some fuzz, you know. I mean, but that's not unexpected. Keep that close at hand here. Okay, let's go ahead and get this out of the case. Looks good. Okay, nice. Boy, that is a clean, clean dial. It's a shame the lume's got a little bit of darkening on it, but you know what? Man, that's a clean dial. Wow. That Seiko Deep Blue is just unreal. Unreal how good that is. Wow. I hope the camera can pick that up because it is just stunning. Let's see. Yeah, just unreal how good that dark deep blue is. Okay, let's get your hands off. Those might both be orange now that I look at them. I think they are. I don't think that's the same red, but I could be mistaken. I don't think so though. Maybe one just faded differently. Okay. Get your hands tucked away. Okay. Man, that hand's like brand new. That's amazing. Yeah, that's like brand new. Pops off like a new one. Oops. Come back, lever. These are rolly. Yeah. Hope it didn't land on its edge. Okay. Alright, that's good. Put those back before they roll off the table again. I have my table slanted back so that most things will just go back towards where my screwdrivers are. Alright, let's go ahead and look at your dial. Check its numbers. There should be a 9 followed by perhaps a number close to 0, N, or D. Here it is. 9N. 9N. Ha ha! Awesome. Awesome. All right, English Roman wheel. Very cool. Okay, let's keep going. I wonder why it was in for service so long ago. I wonder what the story was there. So interesting. Okay. Let's keep rolling. Nice palette fork. Okay, now to the chronograph components. This upper bridge controls your center wheel chronograph wheel, your fourth wheel here. It also controls the minute recording wheel and has a spring to reset. Okay, so there's your, oh yeah, that's good. That's nice and smooth. I'm gonna get a little paintbrush and check that. But that looks really great. It's in good shape. That bushing is not pushed out far. That's great. That's a only component. As is your chronograph wheel. It's an A only. This one right here. Okay, that's an A only part right there as well, that spring. Because this flops way out. It doesn't have the upper keeper for this hammer. And so it can flop around. It doesn't have the spring to hold it back. It's A specific. Okay. Let's get the rest of these parts off. 3 screws for the column wheel. And your actuating levers. Come here, screw. Okay, let's go ahead and get this off. There's that column. And your bushing. Don't lose the bushing. Yeah, it's got a lot of lubrication on it, but it's certainly very dried up. There's some of that hair from before. Another A specific part right here. Okay, notice no cover. Cover those jewels, bushing. Now we can take your ratchet wheel and your click spring. Is there another hair? No. Yep. No. Okay. Looks good. Ooh, floppy, floppy, floppy. Okay. These very flat. This is a very low profile movement. This bridge even looks much flatter, and it is. It's got a different kind of conformation. There's no build up around this screw for one. It makes these these watches a little bit cleaner in some sense in terms of their wearing. They're not as tall, not as bulky. It's amazing the difference a millimeter or two can make. All right, we're gonna look at all that very closely. And there's the heart chronograph wheel. Oh, looks good. That is a nice one. Okay. Very clean movement. This is really nice. I believe, if I were a betting person, that this watch was serviced by the factory at some point in its life and then put away. Perhaps not worn. I don't know if that's true or if that's consistent with what you know about it, but that would be my bet if I were to make a bet. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take the center wheel cock off and back. Yep. Goes here. Okay, looks good. Let's go to the other side. Start tearing down the calendar and keyless works. 6139s are slightly more straightforward than the 6138s, but they have their complexities too. These don't have a second plate on the calendar side. Just what you see here. Alright, let's go ahead and get this off. Okay. Uh-oh. the noisies are here. Sorry. I've been overrun with dogs. Looks slightly magnetized. That's okay. We'll take care of that. There's your plate. Okay, now we can take your date ring off. Alright, that's closed up for good. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Alright, so now down to the calendar. Works. Get all these parts and pieces out. Looks pretty good. That's interesting. Plastic. Huh. Okay, so that might have come in at the moment of service. So you don't usually see plastic intermediary wheels on 69 era 6139s, and even but that's interesting. Certainly not on an A movement. I wouldn't expect to see a plastic. I wonder if that was replaced. Interesting. I mean, this piece is always plastic, this finger, but generally that intermediary wheel is not. But functions just the same, and it's on probably hundreds of thousands of other watches. All other, and probably millions. I can't even imagine how many of those little things are out there in the universe. Millions. It has to be millions. I mean, Seiko was nothing if not prolific in their sales. Wow, it's noisy. It's noisy where I am. Tell you. Okay. You. The most well-behaved keyless works in the universe. So easy and simple. Here it is. All right, one more bridge. One, two, and sir, we are done. Last piece. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, Seiko. That's upside down. Factory service? Huh. That was like, that's supposed to be like that. Interesting. It doesn't mean anything, but certainly interesting that it's upside down. All right, we're going to do some jeweling in that little blown out hole right there. Once we're done with that, we are ready to reassemble, after we clean, of course. Okay, I'll be back and you'll see new parts and clean parts. Okay, we are out of the cleaner. We are ready to start reassembly. I want to point out your new Arbor Port jewels. There they are. It's a lovely little duo. Okay, so let's get into reconstruction. So that means we're gonna do our lubrication process here on these few parts. Take one last close look at your center wheel. she goes. Okay. Let's go ahead and put your barrel. Your mainspring was in very good shape, so that will go back in. There's your center wheel cock. Okay. Very nice. No binding. Perfect centering on everything. So now we can build out your train. Okay. Your escape wheel. And your third wheel. Okay. And now your pre-lubricated, pre-tested chronograph wheel. Down it goes. Okay. Now we're ready to put your plate in place. All right. Oops. So now we have to align your pivot for your escape wheel. And there we go. Great. Okay. Looks good. Okay, so now, while we're here, we can lubricate. And we'll lubricate your there we go. All right, let's go ahead and put your click in place. Okay, and your ratchet wheel. Oop. All right, so now we can lubricate the pivot points for your chronograph components. We'll start with your bushing, your column wheel, okay. Go ahead and get a screw in there. Okay, let's lubricate. A couple points on here. Good. Okay, so let's get your levers installed. A little bit of lubrication between them. There we go. Here's your spring. All right, next up is your hammer. Okay. All right, now your hammer spring comes next. This one's so small compared to the other ones that have this long tail. This one just clips right here and then it's it. And there we go. All right, it's time for your minute recording wheel. Needs a touch of lubrication. Very small amount. Down it goes. Matter of fact, let me do just a little bit of removal here. There we go. I feel better about that. Okay. One more screw. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got the right one. There we go. Okay, now we're ready. All right, next is your chronograph bridge. I'm going to do a little bit of lubrication on this. So, one spot here. No, come on. Work with me here. Okay, a couple things. This one wants to be a challenge. Okay, I think we've got it. Let's hold this down and get everybody in the right spot. There we go. Okay. My nemesis. This hole. There we go. Okay, how'd we do? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Excellent. All right. Train looks good. Let's go ahead and flip her over. We can get to some of the components on this side that need to be lubricated and assembled. Just a few. I'm going to do your cannon pinion. So lubricate your center wheel post. Now we put your cannon pinion on. And we're also going to put on one of your die shocks. There we go. It's a spring. Oops, come on. B flat. Thank you. Oh, come on. These guys are always a challenge. Okay, there we go. We need to lubricate your third wheel and escape wheel. Okay. We do the flip and we move on to your checking all of the functions before we get too far. That looks nice. Okay. So now, your pallet fork. So we lubricated the stones on your pallet fork. But not the pivots. Pivots are dry. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we can drop your balance and watch it come to life. Just check and make sure your balance is super clean. Looks good. And there we go. Running strong. It is running. Clicking away. You gotta get your die shock in after we get your screws in. Oops. Take out all the wobble movement. But it's looking vigorous, which is good. Come here. Okay. Come on. Okay, and there we are, back to running. All right, let's go check it on Time Grapher. I'll be right back. Okay, well, Ross, we are working in the right direction here. Things are looking good and solid, and numbers are coming up, which is nice. So let's get you adjusted. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some of this beat error out. I'm going to make a choice here. Do I go away or do I go toward? Did I make the right choice? Oh, I did. I did. I don't always make the best choices, but when I do, I celebrate them. Yep, went too far. It's funny. Took it just a little too far. All right, so that looks all right. Let's get some of the rate down a bit. Yep. Okay. Too much. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let's reset this. There we go. Now we're in the middle. Okay, gaining a little bit. Let's push that back just a hair. Okay. All right, I feel pretty good about that. Let's let that work a little bit, and we're gonna keep an eye on it. But super clean. Wow, that's impressive. Do microscopic little adjustment here. The scotiest of scotias. Okay. Oops. All right. I want to speed that up just a touch. A little too much. Okay. All right. I'm feeling good here. This is nice. This is nice. Responds well to adjustment. Numbers are climbing, which is good. Amplitude's going up. All right. Let's get this. Dial back just a touch. There we go. All right. Wow. Are we going to hit 230 before I stop making you watch Time Grapher line traces here? Ooh, we're close. We're close. Oh, what a letdown. I don't know why 230 is a number I like so much, but I do like it. Okay, it'll get there. It's going to go through this oscillation of amplitude, and it'll wind up in a good spot. It's just the lubrication sort of working its way. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, 230. Ooh, nice. Next stop, 240. Look at that. Very good. Okay, so this is exactly where I want to be at this point. We're a few minutes in. We are chugging along. This movement is really nice. Oh, look at that. This is perfect. Everything's getting itself put in place. It's going to still oscillate around, but that's what we want to see. Okay, Ross, we're gonna cut it here, and we're gonna come back and start with reassembly of the other side as soon as I feel like we've gotten to the point where I trust the numbers. I do trust them, but I want to give it a little more time to break in. All right, I'll be back. Okay, Ross. Well, we are looking fantastic. This movement is solid and running just great. So it is time to move on to the next phase, which is to get keyless works and the calendar put together. So we will do that now. Okay. Put this in the right way this time. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's grab your components here. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's your stem. Oops, almost got it. There we go. Okay. Good. Some more heavy duty stay put lubrication here, a little grease. It's nice. Works well for these applications. So I'd like to put a little bit here on your pinion. Okay. Yoke and spring. Again, drop of grease here. Okay. Last few pieces. Keyless works. dogs that separation issues don't like me to have my door closed to my workshop. Don't close the door. Don't approve. Now the noise begins. What's it like to work in a quiet place? I don't know. Okay. Go ahead and get your bridge in place. Started. Let this one do the alignment, and then we tighten them down. One. Okay. And now for your quick date change lever. Okay. Right. Here. Everything back in where they go. Date corrector. Okay. There we go. Okay. Next is your big ring. Okay, there's your plate. Okay, and there we go. Good. Now for your day disc. There it is. And your C-clip. Okay. Round and round and round and round. There it is. Okay, perfect. Good. All right, so now back to dialing hands, and then we're ready to rebuild the case. We'll be back. All right, Ross. Well, we are here at the end, and it is time to finish your service. We've got your movement back in the case. We got your case rebuilt. All your new seals and new crystal. We will show that to you in a moment. Right now we have to get your winding components put on. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Perfect. 2 screws. And your winding weight. There we go. The final screw. There we go. Okay. Well, there it is. All right, we got your new seal and your case back here. Give this one last little clean. Everything looks great. Right. Let's go ahead and have a look at what we've accomplished. Okay, well, we started off with an awesome watch, and I truly think that that's where we've ended as well. So even better, in fact. This thing is running like brand new. I'm really happy with the performance. It's just a great watch, and I think I'm super happy to get it to this state. The new crystal just allows you to, if I can get this thing to focus, allows you to see that dial, which is awesome. Your dial is so perfect. So good. All right, well, what we've done is a very, very simple, no cosmetic restoration, just purely mechanical. I haven't changed a thing. The way the watch came is the way you see it now. The case has been apart. I've taken all the components down to bits, and new seals on everything. You've got a new crown seal, new pusher seals. There we go. New case back seal, new crystal. We kind of go over all of these items here. You have now a set of arbor port jewels. Oh, this light is just awful for seeing stuff, which is unfortunate. Let's try and make it so we can actually see the watch. There we go. Okay, so here are the parts. There's your crystal. Not sure that's even, well, I don't know what that is. There's your bushing, and your seals are here somewhere. They're in the bottom of this bag. They don't want to come out. They're just in little bits and pieces, but anyway, you've replaced your crown seal and your pusher seals, of course. So here are all of your items. This is now a jewel in your watch. All right. Well, Ross, it's been a real pleasure. I'm going to get your bracelet put back on, and we're just going to go through our functions here. We're going to reset your chronograph, and you should see, boom, right back to center. We can take it around through midnight, of course. Watch the day and date click over. So there's your date and your day. And we did the quick set, so we can do that one more time. There we go. We can run through. Well, I'm just so happy with the outcome. I hope you're ready to wear a great watch. This is one of the unique ones in the Seiko 6139 lineup. You don't see these very often, and you know, this one has a special place to you in your memory, and I'm glad to get it back to you as good as I can get it, and I think as good as it was the day it was made, and I hope you really enjoy it. All right, Ross. Well, thanks again, and I look forward to being in touch and getting this back on your wrist. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching.